What's good, YouTube? It's of course Leviathan Prophecy. And you know what? I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. You know why I'm not even mad? Because I'm not even a Packers fan. And if I was a Packers fan, we had the Packers had their opportunities. You know what I'm saying? The Packers had, the, the Packers had the opportunity. You know, you pick off Tom Brady 3 times and you expect all those picks to turn into touchdowns, right? That's what everybody's going to be saying tomorrow on these networks. First Take, ESPN, First Things First, Speak for Yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of the interruption, which I haven't even seen that TV show in a long time, but all the social media platforms are going to go crazy. They're going to say, well, the Packers had opportunities, they didn't cash in. You know, if you pick off Tom Brady 3 times, all those picks are supposed to result into touchdowns. Okay? I mean, there's really nothing I can say. You know, I'm not going to blame Tom Brady because Tom Brady did not play perfect in this game. He didn't. He threw for 3 touchdowns. He threw for 3 interceptions. But if you look at statistically, Aaron Rodgers had the better game. Aaron Rodgers outplayed Tom Brady. He only had 1 pick. He had 3 touchdowns. Could have had 5. You know, Davante Adams wasn't himself. I don't know if he was dealing with an injury. You know, it goes back. You know, the Packers do not play well when they're in Lambeau. Period. You know, Eli Manning went up there, beat Brett Favre. Eli Manning went up there again, beat Aaron Rodgers. Now Tom Brady. So I guess the Packers are probably better on the road, to be honest with you. You know, they should never be. They're the team that should never be they're the team that should never be the 1 seeded ever again. You know, I think they should probably be better off as a wild card. You know, because that's how the Giants won those 2 Super Bowls. The first one wasn't the wild card, and then the second one, obviously, we went on to win the division, but we didn't have the 1st seed. You know, so I don't know. You know, I just don't know, man. And the Bills right now is the Chiefs is beating the Bills 24-12 right now, so. That game's probably going to get out of hand. I mean, the Bills was not going to go to the Super Bowl. Let's just cut the crap right now. You know, they had their Cinderella story. They had their 15 minutes of fame. Time to get back to reality. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this Super Bowl is going to be epic. You know, Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady. We've seen this before against the Rams. When they're saying that the Rams had the best defense, you know what I'm saying? The Rams had the greatest, had their greatest offense on turf, with with Todd Gurley and Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. That game was pathetic. You know, even though the Patriots wound up winning that game was dead right garbage. But you know, they facing the Kansas City Chiefs, who's differently, you know, whose offense is differently. You know, Andy Reid go up against Andy Reid, I should say, because I don't even think the Buccaneers have a head coach. You know, I think Tom Brady is the head coach of that team. Because Bruce Arians has been garbage his whole entire career. He hasn't been great. You know, but it is what it is, you know. So it looks like we're going to have a Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady Super Bowl. But, again, it's going to go back to that play, you know. Was that pass interference? They called pass interference on the Bucs receivers, but they didn't call pass interference on Davante Adams. That was clearly pass interference. And tomorrow, everybody's going to be up in flames. Everybody's going to be hot. Like, okay, so how can you call pass interference on Davante Adams? No, how can you call pass interference on the Packers defense but not on the Buccaneers defense? That don't make no sense whatsoever. You know? I mean, I know a lot of people's gonna say, well, the Buccaneers paid off the refs and this and that. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't want the referees to decide the game. You know, I've always been a fan of just letting the players play. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you think that that was pass interference, you call it on both sides. You know, like that game should have been in overtime because of the Packers. Again, sports is all about ifs and buts, right? When we debate, oh, who's the greatest? Well, but LeBron James, well, if Michael Jordan, this, you know what I'm saying? So, if the Packers would have scored that possession, it would have been tied. Still a lot left time in the clock. I don't even think the Patriots had any timeouts. So they would have to quickly do a little bubble screen or whatever, go out of bounds to stop the clock and potentially kick the game-winning field goal. So we don't know how that game would have turned out if that game was tied. You know, I think the Bucs used up all their timeouts in the third quarter, so they didn't even have no timeouts. The Packers had all three of their timeouts, which they used so terribly. You know, like I think they should have used that third timeout when they stopped Fournette. They should have let the third play go and then call timeout to stop the clock. But they stopped the clock at second and 8, which was stupid. And then obviously they converted, and you know they went on to win the game. End of story. But that's what I was trying to say. You know, I mean, to me, it was a bad game. You know, I never want to see the referees. I never want to see the game decided by referees. Referees do not dictate how this game ends. You know. Now that could have been a huge momentum swing. We don't know. You know, like, yes, if they would have called pass interference on the Buccaneers defense, that would have set them first and goal. All they had to do was just punch it in, boom, touchdown. You know, go for 2. We would have had a 32-31 ball game. And then obviously the Buccaneers get it back with no timeouts. As y'all saw, the Buccaneers had no timeouts. So they would have dinked and dunked. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So we just going off rational experience right now. You know, everybody's mad, this and that. They don't want to see the Patriots, or they don't want to see the Buccaneers win the whole thing. You know, now everybody's going to be rooting for the Chiefs. Everybody's going to be rooting for the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? As much as people hate the Chiefs, they want to see Patrick Mahomes defeat Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want this to be Patriots 2.0 again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the Buccaneers is going to dominate, but it's just like the NFL has been so weird, you know? Like, you would think that the Buccaneers would struggle. They struggled throughout the whole entire season. You know? And then obviously when they get into the playoffs, they kind of settle down and figure out who they were. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it kind of seems too odd, you know? Like everything is clicking right then and there, you know? So, I mean, I already said the fix was in. Now, when I mean by fix, I don't mean that it was tailor-made for the Buccaneers to win. It's just the outcome, you know? Like, the players are going to play regardless, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting on the stool. I'm not really doing nothing. But, because my room is a little bit dim, so, you know, you can't really see my face. So, but yeah, man, the players play, you know? Both sides, defense, offense, they both play. But I don't want to see the ball. I don't want to see the game decided in the referee's hands. And what was the outcome? That was the outcome, you know? Like, yes, Tom Brady threw 3 picks. I get it. You know, the Packers was out of sync. Aaron Rodgers wasn't himself. You know, even though a lot of those, a lot of the Packers offenses was, players was making plays. Davante Adams wasn't himself. You know, Rodgers, the tight end Rodgers, I don't even think he was in it. So at the end of the day, man, you know, pick your poison. You know, just like how y'all bash the Giants, or just like how y'all bash the Eagles for for winning, y'all should hold the Packers to the same standard. When you have 3 takeaways, you have to cash in those for touchdowns, which they did. But the one that they had, when he threw the second pick, the third pick, that should have cashed in for touchdowns. You know, they didn't. They set up for field goals too much. And that was their downfall. So people want to blame, people want to nitpick, people want to, you know, pick and choose. Packers did it just like how Vince McMahon said, I didn't screw Brett. Brett screwed Brett. Yeah, I remember that, the Montreal screw job. Yes, you know what I'm saying? So the Packers didn't screw the Packers. Well, actually, the Buccaneers didn't screw the Packers. The referees didn't screw the Packers. The Packers screwed the Packers. And that's all I have to say, you know? I mean, it sucks that it had to end that way. But when you force 3 turnovers again against Tom Brady, you're supposed to catch those in, which they did, but they didn't cash it in enough. Every time they threw a pick, every time Tom Brady threw a pick, that was supposed to be a touchdown. Second pick, touchdown. Third pick, touchdown. They all resulted, one of them resulted into a field goal. The other one resulted into a touchdown. And then the third one resulted into a field goal. So it was 26, it was 23, and then obviously those 2 interceptions, the third one, they obviously kicked the field goal, so it was 26-31. Do the math, okay? So, again, you know, y'all can blame the referees, y'all can say this and that. Yes, I do believe in conspiracy theories, but again, you have to cash in those touchdowns. It's very important, okay? It's very important, you know? So again, the Buccaneers didn't screw the Packers. The referees did not screw the Packers. The Packers screwed the Packers. And that's all I have to say about that. So, don't judge me. I used to be a big, Attitude Era fan. Still am, you know. But yeah, man. It's crazy right now. It's real crazy. But anyways, man, like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, until next time, take care of yourself and each other.